right, it's big wood time. Red oak. Okay, so looking at this block before it's been split, it looks like the cuts are 90 degrees, but you can see I'm fumbling around with it here because the grain is actually on an angle, and that's why it's kind of hobbling around as I turn it. And here I am fumbling with it again, trying to find that sweet spot. And because this block is so heavy, I'm trying to move it around. I should have actually pushed the pushing wedge back first, but I'm actually using the wedge to move the block around so that I could get the block back into place. I didn't like how it was sitting here, so I decided to flip it around again, find the sweet spot where it sits nice and level. Just to make it a little easier, but a little slower, I stand it up so I can get 2 logs out of the bottom row. And again. And again. Now, because the block's a little bit wider, I'm going for 3 logs instead of 2. the next. Here I'm rolling the round onto the flat section. Do you see it? Even though I'm using the wedge to move the wood back, it's still so heavy and it's so high up that it's actually hard to get back on there. Now I'm trying to split it in a different area, and it's so heavy to move I gotta climb up on top of the machine. Because this one's being so stubborn and you can see it's a little bit crooked, I'm just going to throw it aside and split it with the Spico or maybe even by hand. Okay guys, that was a lot of fun. The grain was pretty straight, but some of it just kind of curved a little bit. You could see that in that third one. I mean, it looked like this. It looks pretty straight, but it just did not come out straight. And there was a little bit of, not really knots, but a little bit of bulges and stuff. For the second one, that's this one here. That had a big chunk on the side that was a little bit out of place. And the first one, I think the bottom is in here somewhere. Oh no, the bottom's over here somewhere. Yeah, it's just tucked in there, the dark piece in the middle there on top. But there was a bit of a knot there as well. But yeah, I'm not surprised it blew through it. I split everything on this side first because I was just being gentle with the splitter. So I could have done all of that going back and forth, but also it's hard with the camera to, you know, get both sides, right? But of course it's best to have the light on this side, but sometimes just moving everything around and getting it into place here, it's a little bit extra work, you know? I got a bunch of kindling here, and I'm going to save up some other kindling to mix in with this, and I got some birch bark too, and I got, I guess, about 2 bags here right now, and I'm low on my kindling. Got that wheelbarrow over there. I've been filling a couple of crates back there, and I threw the 18-inch back over there. There's 3 more rounds back inside there I got to do. This one's a little off, and I hope these come out nice and straight. You could already see, if you're skilled with wood, you can just see that there's a bit of an angle here. Like you see this bark ridge, it kind of grows on an angle this way. But sometimes it's hard to tell unless you put it right in a splitter. And you could see there was like a little fissure inside some of them too. I think, is that one there too? Well, yeah, I mean, that's a crack, right? But sometimes, you know, they have that kind of fissure going through the heartwood, and that kind of throws everything off too. Also with this pile, there's a bunch of resplits in here. There's another piece of that 16-inch, and you can see that angle on the grain there. The rest of these smaller ones, they're all resplits. They're a little bit too big. I got less than a year to sell the wood for next season, so what I'm going to do is a concept I called half resplitting. I'm just going to take the axe and I'm just going to drive it in there, and hopefully it splits about halfway down, and then sometimes I'll turn it around 90 degrees and then I'll split the other side, right? So it's kind of like a cross here, and then on the bottom side it's going across like this, right? So that opens up the wood real nice. And this is red oak, so it's going to take really long to dry, so it's good especially to do that with this stuff. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.